This planet we call home has been around for 4.5 billion years. Think about that. And get this. Smart folks believe humans started building civilizations just 5,000 to 6,000 years back. But here's a kicker. Around 12,000 years ago, things got wild. Like, really wild. With the weather acting all crazy. Now imagine this. Stories from every corner of the globe talk about a time when everything went out of control. We're talking floods, disasters, you name it. It was like the end of the world. Ancient spots like Göbekli Tepe, Easter Island, and places in South America, Egypt, Japan, and India blow our minds. Seriously, these places were built with stones heavier than your grandpa's truck. How crazy is that? Humans supposedly started building civilizations just 5,000 to 6,000 years back. But hold on a second. Who built those jaw-dropping structures way before that, meant to stand even if the world went topsy-turvy? And hey, what's the deal with those ancient folks trying to tell us something about our link to the stars? Now here's where it gets really interesting. We're diving deep into science to crack this puzzle wide open. And guess what? It seems like someone had a grip on the laws of physics ages before we even knew what they were. We're at a crossroads where history meets mystery. It's like stepping into a gripping tale. We're delving into the story of ancient civilizations that might have thrived before a colossal flood changed everything. These old societies, wrapped in mystery, call out to us, teasing us with the promise of unveiling our roots and the real deal about human history. And guess what? We're taking you on this wild ride, following the breadcrumbs of myths, legends, and puzzling discoveries, all revealing bits of our forgotten past. Get ready for a journey into the depths of time, where we explore the vanished chapters of human history, wiped out by a legendary flood that rocked the very foundations of our world. Welcome to the world of ancient civilizations. Science isn't some old dusty book sitting on a shelf. It's alive and kicking. It's always changing, evolving, just like we are. Whenever we stumble upon something new, science eagerly adjusts its plotline. So, imagine this. We're rewriting the scientific storybook as we speak, because the evidence is whispering a different tale now. Now, here's the thing. Amidst all these changes, there's a thread tying it all together. And that thread? It's the story of the Big Flood. Yup, you heard that right? That's where our fresh new story kicks off. When we say pre-Diluvian or Antediluvian, we're basically talking about the same thing. Diluvian refers to the Big Flood, and pre means before, while ante means in front of or before too. So, whether we say pre-Diluvian or antediluvian, we're both talking about the time before the legendary flood. It's just different ways of saying the same thing. This theme pops up a lot in different cultures worldwide. The idea of a creation story, a huge flood, and then the earth getting repopulated. It's not just in one place, it's everywhere. Think Babylonian tales, Hebrew scriptures, Egyptian writings. They all hint at something similar. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When you dig deep into myths from all over, you'll notice there are actually two flood stories. In the first one, it's like the end of an era, with darkness and chaos ruling. Catastrophe hits, floodwaters rise, but some clever individuals manage to survive, often with 7 wise folks by their side. And after all that drama, it's like hitting a reset button, starting fresh with a shiny new era. In the Noah's Ark tale, civilization is in full swing when the flood hits. According to the Bible, the flood's like a big reset button to wipe out all the bad stuff on Earth. Noah manages to ride out the storm, but there's no mention of those 7 sages or Abigails. Now, down in South America, they've got their own version, a divine builder who shows up out of the blue after the big flood. Wherever he appears, he's got a crew of 7 specialists with him. These folks are top-notch in their fields, because wherever civilization restarts after the flood, there's always this one big leader and 7 super-skilled craftspeople. Throughout history, in myths and spiritual tales, certain ideas keep popping up again and again. But here's the real turnaround point. Nature itself, and the stories we tell, remind us that to survive on this planet, we've got to embrace the changes and go with the flow. One big theme? Civilization isn't a straight line. It's more like a loop-de-loop. There have been these cycles of civilization, each lasting about 5,000 years or so. Something happens, cycle ends, and we're on to the next one. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Even though the cycles switch up, there's this thread of knowledge and wisdom that keeps on going. It's like passing the torch from one era to the next, with folks holding on to what they've learned, ready to kickstart the next round. The Mayans had this wild idea. They split up a huge 26,000-year cycle into 5 smaller ones, each around 5,125 years long. And get this, every time a new cycle starts, something big goes down in civilization. Now, historians are scratching their heads wondering, what's causing these cycles? Is it something in the stars? Or maybe it's the weather acting up? It could be a mix of everything. Now, let's rewind the clock to 2012. That marked the end of one of these 5,125-year cycles. So, if we trace back 5,000 years before that, we're right in the middle of what we thought was the start of civilization, about 5,500 years ago to be exact. But guess what? New digs are uncovering traces of ancient civilizations that go way, way back, long before those 5,000 years. It's blowing our minds. You know what's fascinating? Ancient tales from all corners of the globe, from Plato's Atlantis to the Egyptian Temple of Saqqara, chat about how civilizations bit the dust in all sorts of ways. It's not just floods, it's also scorching heat and raging fires. It's like a mashup of disasters wiping out those pre-flood civilizations. When we look at the leftovers of these ancient mega-builds, we find something wild. It's called vitrification, and it's like evidence of extreme heat frying those granite blocks and quartz. I'm talking temperatures hotter than a pizza oven, over 2,000 degrees. Crazy, right? For aeons, researchers and legendary adventurers have gazed up at the stars, seeking answers to the past. But here's the twist. Many spiritual teachings and epic journeys urge us to dig deep within ourselves for answers too. It's like they're saying, hey, the cosmos might hold clues, but so does your own soul. Let's talk ice. Since the early 1900s, scientists have been digging into ice cores from the chilly poles of our planet. From 1989 to 1995, the Greenland Ice Core Project got busy, peeling back the layers to learn about climate changes over the last 100,000 years. Then, in 1998, another team in East Antarctica hit the jackpot, drilling the deepest ice core ever. They snagged climate info dating back a whopping 420,000 years. But wait, it gets icier. In 2017, researchers in Antarctica struck gold again, uncovering ice that's a mind-blowing 2.7 million years old. These frosty studies are like a time machine for geologists, giving them a crystal-clear picture of how Earth's climate does its cyclical dance. Geologists have these fancy names for different time periods, the Pleistocene and the Holocene. About humanity's fascination with the Deluge period in history. It's like this epic saga where everything goes haywire on Earth. But if we turn back the clock to before everything went haywire, we see clues in archaeology and epic tales from heroic journeys all over. They all point to one truth: civilizations rise and fall. To really unravel the mystery and understand the ancient wisdom that ties it all together, our hero needs to go back to the very beginning of the story. And that's how they keep on emerging and moving on. So friends, what do you think about this particular discussion that we had in this video? Comment down your thoughts below. Since it's the beginning of our exploration and we have more interesting theories to explore, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.